Did you stay for the whole show?
We did.
Wow.
But
They didn't do the man boobs thing. Is that what you're icking right now?
No. That might have been the highlight of the show, and
Okay.
chicken. Okay.
I mean, I
Elaborate. No. No. You're not going to tease me like that, Ray. Elaborate.
I mean, it's a 2-hour show, and he's the main one up there,
True.
doing the comedy or what he did up there. And so, I mean, I'm not.
Sweet Derek, are we live?
We are live, coming to you from Las Vegas, Nevada. This is the Naturals Pod.
Welcome to this episode of the Naturals Pod. As always, I'm Uncle Kyle. Seated on the other end of the couch, the captain of this voyage, the SS Naturals, Sweet Derek, the producer.
What's up, Natties?
Today, we have a very special guest. He is a self-proclaimed suit-powered fuck machine. The disco cowboy himself, comedian Ray Earl. Welcome to the show. Yeah.
Oh, hello.
So,
Hi.
I'm loving how you made the cowboy hat work with the headphones.
My background's engineering, so we make shit work. Okay, so
Creativity is already hit. Let's go.
Creative solutions for problems you never knew you were going to have. So clearly you don't have any problem functioning at a high level brain-wise, but if you're one of those people who deals with mental fog and need a little boost, maybe you're not even necessarily a caffeine coffee person or whatever, we got a little something for you right here. Magic Mind.
Ooh, man, I'm not a caffeine guy myself, honestly, so I'm all about the energy drinks and the energy shots. This is just so much cleaner than energy drinks, too. So
every day, 7 shots of espresso from Starbucks.
dang, 7.
Fuck yes. Okay.
Ready to go.
So are we talking 7 in 1 cup, or are we lining them up and just hitting them
7
like
in
we're
1
getting
cup.
ready for the day? Ooh,
7 in 1 cup.
goodness. So this might be something that you'll really enjoy, because for me, working in construction, my typical day is get up, coffee right away, get to work, energy drink, get to lunch, another energy drink, and there might even be a third one in there somewhere. And it's like, that is entirely too much caffeine. But if you take this with your morning coffee and maybe dial it back to 3 espresso shots, you maniac, you feel great. It just gives you a nice alertness, and you're ready to crush whatever you're doing.
Does it make you shit? Okay, that's a yes. Okay,
So-
the bathrooms aren't very.
I'm gonna go ahead and say no. For me personally, it hasn't. And
Not like coffee, yeah.
I mean, coffee makes you shit.
Oh, yes.
does,
Magic
yeah.
Mind does not. So I'm gonna go ahead and take one right now to get locked in for this episode.
Okay, can I have one?
Absolutely.
Can I partake in this? Okay.
Absolutely.
Dang, give us your review of it, right?
Oh,
We're
yes.
live. I mean, I've had it before too. It is really good. I think it legitimately works, and it does taste like a nice.
Oh God, that's actually really good.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's right.
God, that is really
Got
good.
a nice little sweetness.
Oh, yeah.
And the reason I like it is because sometimes, you're like, I need energy. You go to drink an energy drink, and it's just this giant can. You're like, I don't want this whole thing. And this is just a perfect little size.
It's like a bump of energy. Okay, that's what.
Are we doing it again, Dan?
I can't.
Oh my goodness.
I love
But yeah, so we will check back in towards the back end of the
Okay.
episode, and
All
we'll see
right.
how you're
Fuck
feeling,
yeah.
see how the
All right.
Magic Minds
Let's do
work.
it.
Yeah, and it's been so great. Thank you so much, Magic Mind. So Natties, go check them out. Give them a try. It's going to be magicmind.com/naturalspod. Use the code naturalspod20. Naturalspod20. You can get 48% off a subscription or 20% off your first order. So
For the
please
next 10
do us
days,
a favor.
people, so get on
check
this.
it out. Try it. It's great. You'll love it. It really does work.
I'm gonna buy myself
you
some
so
and see
much.
how it goes.
Yeah,
in the next
yeah,
20
yeah, yeah.
minutes.
Use
Okay?
that code.
Locked in, like limitless.
Yeah. So, Ray, are you originally from Las Vegas, Nevada?
I definitely am not.
Okay.
So I was born in Ohio. I grew up in Michigan, half hour north of Detroit and Pontiac. And then about 16, almost 17 years ago, I moved to Phoenix, Arizona. And then I moved here to Vegas in July of last year.
Man,
Oh, okay. So
you're a regular American nomad.
Oh,
You've
yeah.
been all over the place. So, what did you say you came out here last summer?
Yes.
Ooh, how bad of an experience was that for you?
Bro, I
Arizona,
lived in
right?
Phoenix
Yeah,
for
so-
16 years.
Oh,
okay.
is Phoenix worse than us?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Well,
it's- okay.
shout out to Phoenix.
Yes,
I
it
will
really
not
is.
be visiting you because if it gets worse than here.
No, actually, I love Phoenix. I love Phoenix weather, everything. And actually, the first winter here, I was like, it's so fucking cold.
It is.
Because
Really?
It
You
was
don't
so
realize how
here.
cold it gets here. That
Yeah.
it's like a bone chilling cold. When
It
gets
was,
windy
and I was like,
Sticks to your bone.
January in Phoenix, I would have been outside my backyard barbecuing, but I was like, I am not leaving my nice warm bed here. It's so cold.
I get it. Love a nice cozy snuggle spot in the bed.
Yes, and the
Never
the
leave it.
Dutch ovens keep you warm. Oh,
They do.
they really do.
Don't lift the covers. Keep
Oh,
those
no.
things sealed in.
That's why I live alone. Okay.
Oh, right here. Yes.
Keeps my heating bill down, okay? A warm fart. Wow.
So, we're coming up on a year in Vegas. What made you decide to come out here? Were you doing comedy before you came to Vegas? or-
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Give us a little comedy history.
I've been doing comedy for almost 14 years now.
Oh,
and I just I kind of hit a midlife crisis in Phoenix. Okay? And so I was like, I've been doing this for a while. I felt like I was going as far as I could with comedy in Phoenix. And out of the 5 places, this was the easiest move. And so here I am.
14 years.
Mm-hmm.
You must have started comedy very young because you don't look
Okay.
very old.
Okay.
Take that as a compliment. Either way,
you know,
and I'm
we've done
also
this
not trying to
before.
go, how old are you? But
I just turned 42. So
Oh, I would have never guessed
Yeah,
that. I would
yeah,
have
I
guessed you
just
in your
turned
30s.
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you.
I mean, it just goes to show you
Yeah.
a good skincare routine. Look at me. I'm 35. I'm still in my 20s. Look at this. Look at this face.
my skincare routine is
glowing.
Jack in the Box and the occasional whatever, you know.
just get the 2 for 99-cent tacos.
Yeah.
Give it a little
Rub
rub.
it over,
Put some
so-
sauce on it. Eat them.
Taco sauce.
I
serves
don't have a
multiple
skincare
purposes.
routine. I mean, if I go in the sun, I might put a little sunscreen on, but that's about it. And,
I mean, that's
and
smart.
we
That's
do tan, okay, and we do burn, okay.
Not
No,
me,
I
buddy.
mean,
Not me.
No,
I'm
I
pasty.
burn.
Yeah, I don't-
Me, historically known pasty legs.
I
I got
burn.
roasted by Dane Cook for my pasty legs. So
We were out one year doing Pride in Phoenix. We were doing comedy there, and we were doing the parade. And I was like, "Oh, I don't need sunscreen. I'm black." And I had on a tank top, and I had that fabulous farmer's tan,
yeah.
and my shoulders just peeled and everything. And I was like, "Oh,
I know that personally. That's it's a
I get
painful
all
experience.
the problems of the white person without the privilege." Okay. So,
I mean, if you've dealt with one of the mid 13th century boils growing on your shoulder, sunburns, then
oh yeah,
my
I don't stay out in the
condolences to
sun that
you.
long.
That's why I stay out of it entirely. Like I do, I go outside. I'm like, ooh, hot.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
No,
even
yeah.
working outside, I cover up like, you know.
yeah, I made a mistake once when I was in Lake Tahoe. So I grew up in Carson City, Nevada, up north. Lake Tahoe's great. Ever been? Lake Tahoe? Anyone? No.
No, never.
Super
I think I was a
nice. Highly
baby one
recommend.
time I went, and my dad nearly drowned
that
me.
where
Do
they
you want me to
ski?
tell you about that?
Yeah, the ski, but during the summer, it's still an amazing lake.
Accidentally almost drowned me.
Skiing. Skiing.
Well, I'm on the different season right now. I'm in summer.
Okay, all right.
But I'm in summer, and I put on sunscreen once in the morning. We were there all day, and I was like, "Oh, once is good enough." Next thing you know, like the next day, my shoulders are black and
Yeah.
blue and like 3rd-degree burns, and I literally couldn't even touch them. And I was like, "Oh, this is the worst pain I've ever felt." So
Yeah, so now
the sun is no joke, people.
no, so I don't SPF. Okay. A
Okay.
nice cotton picking level of SPF. Okay, you know. Be out in the
I
farms.
don't think they have that one out on the shelves. Okay. We'll look into it.
You know what? That might be my next business adventure. Okay.
So, not a stranger to the heat. Now you're in Vegas. What are we doing? Because I see you're all over town. You're doing features. You're performing a lot. What are we doing?
I'm trying to get more involved in the comedy scene. I do a lot of mics, a lot of open mics, but not as much of the big clubs as I would like to. So I'm trying to spend a little bit more time doing that. But it's work. It is a lot of work.
It really is.
It is.
And when I get off work, I just want to go home and go to sleep. I don't want to network as much as I have to, but you have to.
Yeah.
It's a part of the game.
It's
You
part of the
absolutely
game.
must.
I was privileged in Phoenix. I didn't have to do it that much, but here I have to.
Yeah, the comedy scene's kind of pretty like prevalent and decently big in Phoenix, right?
Oh, it is.
Good
It
scene out there,
is.
right?
Oh God, yeah. I had so much fun doing comedy in Phoenix. Yeah,
That's awesome.
Like a lot.
So there's more mics in Phoenix, you would say, than here, because out here it seems like there's a lot.
Oh yeah, you can one night you can hit almost 5 mics.
Yep.
In Phoenix, and my favorite was to do Devil's Advocate, which was right near the campus of ASU, and it was
Great name for a club.
Yes,
We do love that.
yeah, it
that's
is. It's a really good place to do it because it's outside, and you have the college kids that come in, and it's one of the best ones where you could just do like crowd work on your improv and everything like that, and they'll eat it up.
I love it. Yeah, they're probably there to just have a good time.
Yep, every Monday. I was there every
I need
Monday.
to find that spot out here because that sounds like a big time confidence boost. You can just go in there and crush.
If you could crush and just doing it off the rip, off your head, that's a good night. That was definitely a good night.
And they're the type of people that are going to tell their friends about it. They're going to be like,
fuck
man,
yeah.
I saw this hilarious comedian, Ray Earl. You have to see him if you see that he's going to be performing.
Yeah.
Perfect.
If you guys get out there to Phoenix, do that one. Definitely.
As long as it's not asshole sweltering hot, see you soon, Phoenix.
That's when it's the best.
like one.
You're angry and anything will just set you off. Do it,
Man,
Yeah.
I'm angry too
Yeah,
often.
yeah,
I don't need to add Phoenix heat to that.
No, Phoenix Heat was it was good. It was good. It was good. I'll tell you though, when I first moved down here to Phoenix, I drove all the way from Michigan in a 1994 Pontiac Grand Prix. Love that car. Okay.
Let's go.
Okay. Yes. Okay. And the air conditioning went out in Chicago, and this was August. This was August. It was still a little chilly or whatever. It was getting a little chilly, so it was fine. And then we got to Arizona. It was fine. It was fine because we were up in like Flagstaff. But as we were weaving down to Phoenix, that shit got real hot. Okay.
August is honestly one of the hottest months in Vegas too.
God, I had that car for another month before I got rid of it.
Ooh, no AC with a month.
Oh yeah, I was sweating through blue jeans. Okay.
Yeah, I've done that a couple of times where like I had to make stops on the way home just to like get like a 99-cent Polar Pop full of water and just dump it down my back so I can stay conscious and get through the fucking drive. That's no.
And then I bought a 2004 Taurus. I love the car because J-Lo drove one in the movie Enough, and I always wanted to pretend like I was J-Lo running away from Mitch. So that's why I bought the car. And that car gave me hell. Okay, yeah.
I believe it.
Yeah.
J-Lo should have had a better escape vehicle because I remember everyone in high school that had a 2004 Ford Focus. It was fucked up.
Oh God.
Yeah.
The power steering was broken. They said to fix the power steering, I had to replace the window washer fluid tank. Okay, now that's some of that good
That's right,
Detroit engineering.
We're all
okay?
idiots. We don't know anything about
Okay,
cars.
all right.
Take our money. Thank you so much.
I mean, I'm a car aficionado, but that to me, I was like, I guess, okay, we've tried everything else. Let's try this.
Yeah.
And it did not work. No.
So are you would say you're a fan of summers then over winters, right? Because I know Michigan can get brutal. I had some family that lived in Roseville, which is outside of the Detroit area, and I remember going there in a winter once, and the cold hit you so bad it literally burned my face.
Oh,
It was
I don't.
burning cold.
Oh, well, it would get cold. It definitely would get cold. I don't go back anymore in the wintertime. I remember I would visit my best friend when he lived in Chicago, and that shit's brutal.
Yeah,
okay, now, oh God, that shit was awful.
I'm a heat guy. I'll take heat over.
I'll take heat over there. I mean, you can put on as many clothes to stay warm, but you can't take off enough clothes to stay cool, okay? Unless you want to end up on some sort of registry, okay,
Water. Drink water. Keep
Yeah,
the
just drink
layers
water.
on. You're going to
Okay.
sweat. It's
Yeah.
okay. No need to end up registered with the federal government, people.
Yeah.
Yeah, the cold shit is not for me. So my entire family comes from Colorado for generations, long time. German, Irish farmers. My parents moved out here right when Vegas was really getting big and growing. It was the late 70s, early 80s. My mother was a nurse. My father was a firefighter. I have to get him back onto the pod because they have just some wild stories. one of which is kind of cool. Have you ever watched the movie Casino?
I've seen parts of it, but I do like me a good mob movie. Okay,
Go back and watch it. It's great.
Yeah.
Robert De Niro's character, this was based on shit that actually happened. Robert De Niro's character gets blown up at the end of the movie, but he survives. Leave it in, excuse me. And in the movie, they make up some weird shit like, oh, there was extra metal under the seat of his car, and that's why he survived the explosion. No, the reason he survived the explosion is because he knew they were coming to get him, so he would reach in and start his car from the outside. The thing blew up. It blew him away from the car, and he survived, and my dad was a paramedic that responded to that call.
Yeah, which is crazy.
to the real guy.
Yeah, to the
oh,
real
wow,
And they
wow,
definitely
wow.
tried to kill him.
Yeah. I just hate what they did to that beautiful Cadillac Eldorado in that movie. Okay.
That's like one
a
thing,
shame.
like Hollywood movies, when you see dope cars and then they just crush them and
I
destroy them.
know.
And it's like a little painful because
I know.
that's such a sick
I
car.
know,
They're
that's
just
fucking
blowing it up. Like,
destroyed me.
Fun fact that neither of you know, a lot of the times those are fiberglass replicas. Like they make,
Okay.
especially if it's something that's like a very high value car, something that is rare, they're not going to just destroy that shit. Although I think for the Dukes of Hazzard movie, they had
Oh, they went through a lot of
dozens of those
Yeah.
Chargers
Yes.
and they were just destroying them.
There was a lot of those cars that they went through.
So, anyways, I was taking the long way around to get to why I don't like the cold. I do this a lot, Ray. You will become familiar with it quickly. I like to go on little verbal journeys. But so anyways, they moved out here, and obviously that's how we ended up here. But our entire family is in Colorado. When we go back there, we go back there for Thanksgiving, Christmas. We would spend summers out there with our grandparents. Great memories. But the couple times that I was out there in the winter when it was really cold and it was like snowing and shit, there was this one time at my uncle's house. He has a beautiful piece of land where he's out on his own and he has all kinds of cool shit. Like he has a chicken coop and a garage and all kinds of wild stuff. We were having a family gathering there and I went outside. Someone locked the door and then he all went to show them something in the basement. And I'm outside and it's snowing and I didn't put my jacket on because I was like going outside to smoke a cigarette or something. And I turn around and I'm like, oh, it's really fucking cold out here. And then I'm like really knocking on the door and I had to pound on that shit and almost break it to get somebody to let me in. But I was like, fuck the cold.
No, yeah, I went to Colorado for Thanksgiving and I fucking froze. Okay, it was brutal. And then I saw snow and I was like, what the fuck is this? Okay, and I was like, never coming back for Thanksgiving again.
Yeah.
But it was beautiful.
When you're a kid, you're like, snow. Like that was a mystery to me as a child growing up here. I remember I was in like second or third grade and a bunch of the parents took pickup trucks up to Mount Charleston, shoveled snow, brought it back to the school and piled it up so we could play in the snow. And that was like the coolest shit ever. But as an adult, if you're traveling and you go to a city and there's snow, you're like, oh, well, this fucking sucks.
Oh, well, yeah, fuck this. The only thing I loved about the snow was getting into my Ford Explorer and doing donuts in the parking lot. That's the shit I love to do. And that Ford Explorer had a leaking gas tank on it and everything. I mean, we were really doing some dangerous shit. Okay, but this shit
leaking
was-
gas tank.
Oh yeah, it was all rusted and everything, but I fucking love that thing. Yeah, well, rest in peace, Ford Exploder. Okay, that's what we called it.
They were exploders. Okay, so you're a car guy.
Yes.
You appreciate cars.
I sure do.
But it seems like you drive cars like you're taking them to a crash derby and you're just going to smash it and it doesn't matter to you because you're like, shit's leaking. Fuck this car. Like eventually it's going to stop working and I'll get another one.
That was based on poverty. What I have now is cars that I pay for monthly that I take care of. Okay, right.
Gotcha.
So that Explorer was $1,000 at an auction.
Oh yeah.
There you
So
go.
The
that
old
was-
mechanic special. You're
Yeah.
like, I'm going to drive this piece of shit.
and that
till
was
it
in
stops
college.
working.
Okay, and that was over 20 years ago. Okay,
Fair.
Yeah. So yeah, I am a car guy. I'm a huge car guy.
Nice.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Favorite car right now. Boom.
1986 Mercury Sable LS. So you don't know.
That is no. That is a very interesting choice.
Well, my aunt had one. I love the car, and it was what helped Ford, come out of its almost bankruptcy in the 80s. It's what saved Ford.
Those
and
ones were like kind of like the square bodies, right?
No, those were the Jelly Bean cars. You gotta look it up, bro.
I do.
You gotta look it up. The 86 Ford Taurus, the 86 Mercury Sable, those are two of my favorite cars. And I owned, before I moved here, a 72 Continental Mark IV.
Ooh, I like that. Yeah, that's cool.
Did Did that one have the suicide doors on it?
No, that's a 65.
Oh,
okay, yeah.
Still a dope car.
It
Though.
is.
That is
Continentals,
yeah,
they're
the
sick.
Continentals are sick.
1986 Mercury Sable. So my answer would be, I don't know the year. I do enjoy cars, but there's none where I'm like, I know the exact year and all the shit about it. Whatever. Buick Grand National. I would love to have just a sick, clean one of those.
Okay. The GNX.
Yep.
Yep. Okay, all black. It only came in 2 colors, black or burgundy. Yeah.
Hell yeah. I love that.
It's a unique choice.
I know it is. It really is. It really is.
So
Okay.
Derek's going to make us both feel like peasants right now when we get his answer. Hit us with the car.
Ooh, probably like a McLaren, probably. if I
Yeah,
had
of
to
course.
guess.
Of course, you need like a... You need like a
Or like a Phantom
$400,000
Rolls Royce.
car.
Ooh, those
yeah,
things
that's
are
also
freaking-
expensive.
Oh, you mean a Chrysler 300? Okay.
Oh, I hate Chrysler
The
300.
back seats are the same size.
Bro.
I
Okay.
hate Chrysler 300s. I remember when those came out; those were like the hot commodity, and then
Oh, they
everyone
really
realized they were
were.
a piece of shit.
I was like, they're back to rear wheel drive. Fuck yeah. You know? And I was-
The thing about
Yeah.
the thing about a Rolls Royce though is you don't buy a Rolls Royce. Good God. You don't buy a Rolls Royce to drive it. You buy a Rolls Royce to be driven in it. So are you saying you would want one to be driven around in? Because that's baller. They have TVs and a little
Yeah,
cooler
I've
and all
actually
kinds of shit in
I,
them.
so I worked in valet for a long time, and I've actually like valeted one, so I got to drive one. But no, I would still drive it. I don't need to be driven around. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm okay with just.
I mean, they're
driving it.
basically BMWs, you know?
Yeah, but I don't hate BMWs.
I don't either.
You know
I
what
don't either. I like a BMW.
Like I like the M's, the M fucking threes,
Oh, yeah,
M5s are pretty sick. You know what I mean? But-
I had a coworker. He had a M3 and beautiful red two-door, and it was the one time in Phoenix where we had the most severe rainstorm, and it flooded the highway. And work was telling us, you know what, just go home because there's no way you're going to be able to make it.
Yeah,
here.
that's great.
And I was telling him, I was like, bro, just go home because they're telling us to go home. Well, he makes it all the way to work, and we had this thing we called Lake Cookson because the parking lot would flood when it would rain, and it wouldn't drain fast enough because it's Phoenix and we don't get any rain. And he decides he's going to floor this beautiful BMW in the parking lot. Water comes all the way up over the hood, kills the engine, and he gets $30,000 for the engine because the insurance paid him that.
What?
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
I've known people who have done that too. I don't know why the fuck you would though.
Yeah, I still don't want to destroy my car.
Yeah.
Like that. I don't care if they give me money, but
So Ray,
Mm-hmm.
I watch a ton of TV. Do you have any shows that you really like? Because I have a couple that are just out right now that are just super good.
Like series TV?
Yep.
yes.
Okay, so I don't watch a whole lot of series TV. I mean, I watch Seinfeld reruns and things like that, but I watch a lot of shows or videos on YouTube. That's
Okay, yeah, I would agree with that too. I do watch a ton of TV as well, but I get it. You're more like, these are my comfort shows because I have those that I've watched like over and over and over. But you're like, this is what I like to watch. Okay, so if you want to watch something new, there is like some crazy. How are you on like things that are gory and slightly violent, but it's on television?
Nope.
No,
Nope.
no.
Nope. Nope.
Explain yourself. Why not?
I think I just did. No is enough answer for me. I don't like the blood and guts. I mean, I'll watch scary movies, you know, if it's like you know, if it's a jump scare, you know, something that
Like ghost ones, like The
yeah,
Conjuring and
you know,
stuff like that.
that. But when
Yeah.
you start getting into the blood and gore, I'm out. You know, I
Yeah.
don't do that.
I mostly agree with that. These shows are violent. So they came out with a show called Shogun on FX.
so good.
That's about God, what century is that supposed to be, Derek? Do you know?
It's like feudal Japan, so it's
Yeah.
like when the samurai were around, which I want to say is like the 1600s.
but they had like powder muskets and cannons and
Okay.
shit. Great, but also that is gory because they're like killing one another and trying to take over the country, which is wild. And then video games, anything.
I mean, I used to play Crash Bandicoot
great game,
Great game.
great game. Good choice.
Damn it, I love Crash Bandicoot.
and Telecube on PlayStation 1 and Super Mario Brothers.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
You're naming some classics.
Well, because I'm 42 years old. Okay.
Yeah. We are not that far behind you, Ray.
Okay.
We're not that far behind
All
you.
right.
So, But you've probably heard of the game Fallout or seen it. Like, it's a big video game franchise. No?
Okay.
They have one.
Have
based
you
on
or have you
Vegas.
not?
I have not.
Oh, okay. So basically, the Fallout franchise is based on, like, I think it's like the 60s, Derek. There's actually a nuclear war. There's a company called Vault Tech that created all these vaults for people to get in the event of nuclear war. There's Fallout. There's mutant people and people that survived. And then there's people that lived underground. And it's just basically the story of how they all interact.
It's just a great show.
It's a post-apocalyptic
Yeah,
type
even
thing.
if you don't play the video game, it's
And,
a great
and
show.
it's a video game.
I mean, they're doing a lot of that now.
Yeah, adaptations.
HBO has The
Last
Last
of
of Us, which was another super big survival horror type video game.
Were you Game of
series.
Thrones? Did you watch Game of Thrones?
No.
You've never watched Game of Thrones.
Okay, right now, Ray, I need the top 3 TV shows for you of all time. If they could be from any time, top 3 TV shows right now. Boom. I need to hear it.
Frasier, Seinfeld, and Married with Children.
Oh, you're like old school sitcoms.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I am not big on the first 2, but Married with Children, yes.
It is.
Oh yeah, I
Yes.
have the T-shirt that's the No Ma'am Club or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
Yeah, I always
I
wanna be
respect.
out
I'm not like a big Seinfeld either, but I respect the show and like just the genius writing and stuff like that. And I'm a big Larry David fan, as we were talking off camera. Like I love Curb Your Enthusiasm, and I'm kind of sad it's the last season. Like, have you dived into that? Because if
I
you're
didn't really get into Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Oh, really? Because
yeah.
like as a Seinfeld fan, like you should maybe give it another chance. 'Cause
Yeah,
I think you'd
yeah.
really love that because it's just really, really good.
Yeah, I do. I love Married with Children because I mean, the jokes on that show you can't tell nowadays. Okay,
No, you can't.
And
but that's
I
even
miss
comedy.
that.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
even comedy movies. That's why, honestly, they very rarely make comedy movies nowadays.
Yeah.
because they just. I think it's woke Hollywood or what. I don't know. They don't feel like they could take shots. I don't know what it is, but
I fucking hate the wokeness. Okay, I did some comedy in San Francisco.
ooh, that seems like it's just a tough place.
It was. I feel like AIDS and fentanyl killed all the fun people. Okay, I was.
And then the ones that are left are shitting in the street. And
Exactly.
there's an app where
There's
you
an
can
app where
track
you
that.
track that, yeah.
And as a homosexual, you think I would love San Francisco, but
We don't stereotype around here, Ray. Okay.
well, I mean that's a safe one. And I go to San Francisco, but I'm in love with the past San Francisco.
Same. So I was born in the Bay Area.
Yeah.
And I miss what San Francisco and that was.
Yeah.
I don't even have any want to go there now. I have zero.
I mean,
It's
I have
bad.
I have a good friend. He's a DJ, and he'll throw parties there every now and then. So I will hop on a flight and go there for a day and just listen to him DJ. But other than that, I mean, it's like everything is just like so family oriented now. Even down on the Castro, you know.
Yeah.
There used to be naked men walking down with just little duct tape on their penises, and they don't have that anymore.
What year was that, Ray?
2022. Okay.
So long ago.
Yeah.
They were the good times.
Well, I mean, you're not the first comedian to say that. Where there are certain places that you go in this country where it's like you guys are just not.
You just
funny.
don't want to perform. Yeah.
It's like this is comedy. Don't take it so seriously. If you need everything to be perfectly packaged so it doesn't hurt your feelings, then you're missing the point big time.
I mean, doing comedy in Arizona, my favorite club to do was JP's Comedy Club because it was in Gilbert, Arizona, very red part of the country, very older, Caucasian, conservative crowd. And it was my absolute favorite room to do because we weren't that much different in our thought process. And so the things I would say, they would agree with, okay? Even coming as I guess I am black and a homosexual, okay? You know, so, I mean, in case no one knew, okay? Just let
We had no idea.
Okay. Yeah, what? But no, that was my favorite room to do. I love me a middle, you know, because I mean, the things I love trucks and guns, and they love trucks and guns too. So
That's kind of cool because you probably surprise them with that
Oh, yeah.
too. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you have the surprise you guys.
Oh, yeah.
You just got them.
he loves guns.
That's got to be a great feeling, though, when you're going into a situation where, I mean, hopefully it's not always as hostile as that kind of initially sounded, but like where you're like, ooh, I really hope these guys enjoy my comedy and they can just lighten the fuck up and just laugh at this, because it's like, don't be all tight ass. Like, we're the same kind of people. Just enjoy.
I'll tell you, sometimes doing comedy for homosexuals, as a homosexual, it's difficult. And I'll be honest, sometimes I'm like, I don't want to perform for these homos, but sometimes they'll surprise you.
Are they more judgmental?
They are very much more judgmental.
Even than being at a mic and being in a room that's like
They
at
are.
minimum half
They
other comics. Oh my goodness. I mean, I can believe that, growing up around my sister who does theater. Matter of fact, she's at a party with one of the guys that she's performed in multiple shows with, and he is a drag queen. Cool motherfucker. We have hung out and had drinks many times. But what the fuck was the point of what tangent am I going on right now? Holy fucking
We were
shit.
talking about how it's a tougher room
Yeah.
when he's performing in front of other
But yes, to that point, I have gone to them for after show drinks when they're doing a production, and they just shit on the people who are not there, and I'm like, fellas, like, do you want people
like
to
to
be
talk
doing this
shit.
to you when you're not here? Because I sure wouldn't. Like,
Doing a black room sometimes, it's a 50-50. When I was there that one night at that one bar or whatever, I was like, ooh, that struggle. And I was doing new comedy that night too. But then I did another show at Naomi Starr's room, the Penalty Box, and that was an all black crowd, and I did 40 minutes there, and it was some of the best comedy I did there. And the one lady, she was like, you really know how to read a room. I was like, I knew what I was working with here. Okay,
so if you don't mind me asking you, 40 minutes,
That's
that
impressive.
is a long performance.
Yeah.
So how much of that was you in your bag with sets that you already had, and how much of that were you just trying stuff, doing a little crowd work and throwing things out there, maybe just ad-libbing right off the top of the head?
I would say it was about 75%. No, I say 65% my material, 35% crowd work. But what I do have always in my bag is a crowd workable joke. So I know that if I crowd work and I say something, I know I have a joke that I can fall back on also.
Oh, I like that.
And do
Yeah.
that. So it's always something in there that I know that I can use if I'm interacting with the audience. And that's what I love to do mostly, is interacting with the crowd. And because you can see how they really feel about you and things like that.
I like that.
Yeah, that's what I love to do.
So you're a crowd work comic then. You kind of respect
That's disrespectful because a lot of people.
How dare you, sweet Derek?
That's because when you say that you're a crowd work comic, the first thing that a lot of people say, "Oh, he just doesn't have any material,"
I've heard that, and I
Yes.
don't agree.
But
with
I don't.
that.
But I don't agree with that though,
Yeah.
because there's literally an art in doing crowd work, and
is.
there's literally pros that literally are so astonishingly good at that and can control a room doing that shit. So I don't necessarily agree with that, but I see that side of it.
It helps. It definitely helps. And it was one of the things when I first started doing comedy that I was most nervous about doing was crowd work. But it's one of the things I enjoy because I know it's going to be something memorable to that person that I'm talking to when they leave.
Yeah, because you're creating more of a
Yes,
connection. I
yes.
love that. I love that.
Yes.
That's great. So I got asked then, because we asked the TV shows, who are some of your influence in comedy? Do you have any? Who are your top tier comedians that you kind of look up to or
One of my
respect?
favorite is Earthquake.
Okay.
He's definitely old school.
Earthquake is old school, but I heard he just levels a room. Joe Rogan has talked about him and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And most people don't know his name, but they're like, Earthquake is a monster. And
He
he's
is.
hard to follow that
He
guy.
is.
And not a
And
lot of people know that name. I know of him because I am a comedy nerd, but
And he just goes and it's fast and it's loud. And that's what I like. I like
Okay.
that loud, fast. There's a lot of comics who are sitting on chairs, on stools, who are quiet and they're funny, but I like the journey as much as I love the punchline.
Okay.
And Earthquake gives you that journey.
Yeah.
Yeah. So once you get to the punchline, you're doubled over in tears.
yeah, you're just
laughing.
leveling a room.
Exactly. Lunel, I like Lunel. John Mulaney, I love John Mulaney.
John Mulaney's freaking great too.
Yes,
Yep.
I love John Mulaney. Yeah.
Love it.
So yeah.
I love Earthquake. Not a lot of people might know who we're talking about, but I know of the name, and that guy is a killer.
Well, he probably got a little bit more famous from Cat Williams because he talked about him in that podcast.
Go ahead, Kyle. I feel like you got a lot to say right now about
I
that.
really hope
We're gonna
that
dive
Earthquake
into
can
that.
read.
I
Yes.
fucking love Cat Williams. You're definitely in my top 3.
Oh, and I do like Cat Williams. Too.
Yeah,
One
Cat
of
Williams
the
is
funniest
hilarious.
men in America, hands down, dude.
But I feel
Love
like
Cat
right
Williams.
now we're going to just talk major shit about Joe Rogan, even though I love you, because you'll have us on the pod.
Fuck you, Joe Rogan, and your elk burgers.
I mean, I feel like
Nah,
that
I'm
was
kidding.
done like in a very smart way. It's like, I'm going to just do a whole pod of shitting on Joe Rogan, and now all of a sudden he's on his pod. But
God, I wanna talk about something so bad right now. But are we keeping that? Are we keeping that under our ad or? So
if we don't want to talk about it, we can edit it out. But shoot,
okay,
let's go. Let's
okay,
fire
fuck
away,
it.
buddy.
I'm telling the
We're in
story.
it.
So I'm big on. I wouldn't like to call it negging, but like if I feel like you've slighted me, you're gonna fucking know about it. You're not gonna ignore me, okay? So.
Okay. Oh, we're getting into this.
Wow. Okay.
Oh, we're
I
getting
mean,
into this.
there's not a fucking chance in the world that they watch this, and if they do, they'll probably be laughing their asses off or super mad. So we're gonna get into
This is going to be mind blowing for Ray. I'm assuming.
Okay.
Okay. Here we go.
So-
We're in it now.
with this podcast stuff. We love getting you local guys on. This shit is so much fun. I look forward to every recording that we have because you guys just come over, you make us laugh, you share your stories with us and your lives. We fucking love it.
We love being a part of it. And again, I've said this in many pods. I know it's repetitive. Sorry, guys, but comedy and podcasts go like this. They
yes.
really do. And we are just
They're
so,
best
we love the
friends.
community out here. And it really is cool that we've intertwined and we want to support the community and grow all together. That
Right.
is what we believe in.
Right.
But with that,
Okay, so we still take shots.
at
We
big
look
acts.
we look at who's coming to Wise Guys, Kimmel's, and just it doesn't hurt to ask. It's similar to your situation where like if you run into one of them and they might put you on to feature or open for them, why the fuck wouldn't you ask? Like, what's the worst they could do is say no. So Derek texts me and he goes, "Hey, Josh Wolf and his son live here now. You should send him a message and see if maybe he'll come on the pod. They seem like they're really cool." So I do. He responds within 3 hours. It blew my fucking mind. I was like, oh my God. He said, "Yo, my son and I will both come on the pod. Come to our show at Kimmel's on Monday and we will set it up." And I was like, fuck yes.
We were
This
pumped. We were
is
stoked.
amazing.
Because I'm a big Josh Wolf fan. I think he's funny. But I
get-
feel like Ray has something to say about this too.
I
but we're
get I get tickets. We go to the show. We go back to the green room. We set a date. I shake his hand. We look one another in the eye. That's big for me. Like that's
It was a big moment for us because we are just growing. So regardless of how you feel about to us, he is a bigger name comic, and for us, it was just the excitement of holy shit, we grabbed someone's attention, and they're willing to give us their time.
but also for me, when I look at you and shake your hand and look you in the eye,
And you set a date.
that's the way I was raised. Like that's a bond. Like we have a contract, you will show up to do it. So long story short, unfortunately, and I have to add in there, they are touring. They are constantly touring now. They're doing the show at Kimmel's. I was kind of worried that this was going to happen. They canceled last minute, which was a huge bummeroni. So we suffered that blow. It hurt my feelings a little bit. But also in this game, with the social media and all the shit, if you're a small fish, like you got to accept that some people are just going to go, fuck you.
yeah,
and
you're
ignore you.
insignificant. Even though we might be.
Which we have had. This is not our first experience with
Okay.
this. I will just say that.
Okay.
So I'm just a bitter little fuck, and I can't take an L like that. Like, have you ever? This has also happened to me, unfortunately. Have you ever had a date set up and they canceled last minute, or they even like showed up and then left? I have had that happen.
Ooh, that's tough.
That's what that felt like. Which, like, it sucks, but you're doing me a favor. Don't pretend you like me and then hurt my feelings harder further down the fucking road. But anyways, I just couldn't let it go. Derek, when we started doing this, he was like, "I'm going to do the editing," and he has put so many fucking hours into learning how to edit this. This episode that we're on right now is going to look great, and we love that you're sitting here doing this with us. Their podcast, they have a father-son one.
It's called Hey Man. We can say it's called Hey Man.
Yeah, it's called Hey Man. They're cool. I like their pod, but they don't like we'll split screen. Like right now, Derek's gonna do it. I'm gonna do a little call out. This is gonna be funny. It's gonna be Derek, you, me in a triple split screen. We're gonna be close together, and we're gonna look like we're
Three's
a
Company.
reverse Oreo,
Okay.
if you will. And you're the chocolate cream, Ray.
Oh God. Okay.
You're the best part. Everybody loves the fucking cream, Ray.
But no one likes to lick me. But
You're
go ahead.
you're the best. We'll work on that.
Okay,
If you
thank
would
you.
like to lick Ray, we'll give you an email that you can send your.
We'll have the socials.
Help me, Derek. Bring me back in.
So you were talking about the comment section where we were talking about editing. and you
So
were giving the
I
honor for
watched
their
their most
show.
recent episode, and it was just snapping to heads, like boom, 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 boom.
So they
boom,
had their
boom, boom.
first guest on because it was Jelly Roll's wife, and they does whoever their editor is. It's like if they're in a conversation, it's like bang, 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 back and forth, just like cut. It's like cut shot after cut shot.
And she was
give
telling
someone a
a
seizure.
long story, and it was just like boom, boom. Like one of them would be like, yeah, and it would just boom, 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 boom. So I'm a salty little fucker, and I got
I
in
did
the
not know
comment
he did
section.
this.
But it wasn't on our YouTube account. It was on my own personal one. But I commented, "Can't wait for your editor to learn how to split screen."
Wow. Wow.
1 minute of snapping heads, and I feel like I'm gonna have a fucking seizure. He immediately 2 minutes later comments, and this shit blew my mind.
It was not a good response by him because he set himself up to get destroyed.
Never seen a comedy podcast that does split screen. Please give me an example. And this is after he snubbed us. So I replied, it is funny that you bring that up because you were supposed to appear on a podcast with me and my partner, and we do split screen. It would greatly enhance the quality of your podcast. And then I also mentioned Bad Friends. And do you listen to or watch very many podcasts?
But do you know Rick Glassman? Like, do you know who Rick Glassman
Andrew
is?
Santino, Bobby Lee,
Okay, yeah,
like
yeah,
they
yeah,
have
yeah.
big podcasts.
Yes.
They do split
They're a
screen.
comedy
Yes.
podcast and they have split screen. Simple as that. So it was just wild that you at their same level, I would consider Josh Wolf is pretty much that same level, acts like, I don't know, comedy podcast. It's like the biggest podcasts do that. What are we talking about?
So, anyways, I negged him. He fucking. I mentioned that he was supposed to be on.
You didn't mention the part where he walks in the room and goes, "You're not gonna love this, but here you go," and shows me the comments,
So-
and I'm like, "Oh, we did this."
We really try to make the decisions together because we do have a business. This is a business and we're 50-50. So he knows I'm a loose cannon, but also I allow him to rein me in and keep me from doing wild shit. But in
couldn't
this
stop him from
instant, I
this
was
one.
like, I'm doing it and I don't give a fuck. I am doing it. So I basically, in the comments, just told him, like, you stood us up. We arranged a whole month because we prepare for whether you know it or not. We prepare for these podcasts.
Okay, yeah,
beforehand.
yeah.
Of course we do, yeah. And I mean, the truthfully thing too is like, we both have normal jobs. I have a normal job. I took time off of work. You know what I'm saying? We're on cloud nine. We're excited. We spent time and all this stuff to set up the pod. So to me, just be like, they don't matter. It is just shitty to do to people.
What did he do that day? I mean, was he on a show or something? The reason why?
No.
No.
Apparently they had a quick turnaround, but I had sent him our address, and then because his son canceled on us with Derek, after that, I messaged him and I was like, "Oh, seems like you guys are too busy today. Bummer. If we could reschedule, cool." And he never even looked at it. So after I motherfucked him in his comment section, he hopped in back. I said, I'm in the DMs. I could see him active on Instagram, and I was like, he deleted our message, so I'm just going to go ahead and help him out and just message him right now so it pops up again so we can talk. So I messaged him. This shit really happened, and it never said seen. I'm not trying to put him on blast, but also, like, you kind of fucking snubbed me, and here we are. So I was just like, if you were serious about what you said in your comments, and I can show you the screenshots of the comments. They are still there. He did not delete them. I respect the shit out that he left that shit there.
Yeah.
I was like, if you were serious, let's set another date, and we did. So we will see. I'm not putting that out there in the universe. If him and his son come on, you will see it on.
But
this
and in his
motherfucking
defense,
podcast.
he did respond quickly and did talk to us. But I gotta know because you made a face a couple times in that interaction.
Yep, spill the
What were
motherfucking
you
tea, Ray.
thinking?
I must hear it.
And this will be edited out.
I did not say that. no.
Okay, well,
We could also talk about it afterwards if
If it's not something that you're comfortable saying, I
no,
can't
I'm
edit
we
it.
can't edit it out. Anything you don't want will be gone.
I mean,
Trust.
If you want to talk off camera about this, we can.
you guys have gone to see his show at Kimball's, haven't
We
you?
have,
Yep.
yes. And that was kind of how that happened. We spent money. That's one of the things too. We spent money to go to your show because you told us to come to your show. We spent money and then met him in the green room.
Did you stay for the whole show?
Yep.
We did.
Wow.
But
They didn't do the man boobs thing. Is that what you're icking right now?
No. That might have been the highlight of the show, and
You're
oh,
okay.
chicken. Okay.
I mean, I
Elaborate. No. No. You're not gonna tease me like that, Ray. Elaborate.
I mean, it's a 2-hour show, and he's the main one up there,
True.
doing the comedy or what he did up there. And so, I mean, I'm not bashing or whatever. And I know you might like Josh Wolf, but the only interaction that I have with Josh Wolf is what I've seen on the Chelsea Lately show.
Yeah, he was
and
a
so
writer, yeah.
and okay, I guess.
All right.
I mean, you like him. I love it. I guess.
Are you not a fan of the writing on the Chelsea Lately show?
No, I mean, I like Chelsea Lately. But
It's fair. You're allowed to have your own opinion.
I do, and I'll probably never get booked again at Kimmel's, which is okay. 'Cause
No. Fuck that.
If we have
are
to
playing
take
a
this out, we
numbers
can
game
take it out.
right here, Ray, because since we started doing this, have just slowly risen, and we're just getting higher and higher. So just to get down to the brass tacks, you do not like his comedy.
You don't like it's kind of like the frat humor kind of guy.
that's what it is.
Okay. Yeah, okay.
But I don't.
So you're not a Brennan Schaub fan.
Who? Who is it?
I love that you just did that, Ray. Jesus
Brendan
Christ.
Schaub was a UFC fighter and now comedian. Sorry, Brendan Schaub. That performs with like Brian Callen, and
You're not a
Joe
comedian,
Rogan
Brendan Schaub,
stuff.
and you know
Yeah.
what? Fuck it. I am throwing the gauntlet down.
Oh man, we are fucking just.
We're
getting
fired on this.
We're
pod,
digging this
breaking
way.
my motherfucking fire, and I was like, "Oh, we're going in. We're just doing it."
Fuck. I don't mind Brendan Schaub for me on the record.
Brendan Schaub is an okay guy. I have nothing against him personally. Your comedy kind of sucks. Sorry, doggy. So, anyways, in a week, I will be doing a 5-minute set, and I'm going to record it and put it on YouTube. Even if I fucking bomb, you have my word. But
All right, let's do it.
that'll be, and we'll make sure we drop that after this.
Okay.
But anyways, fuck that. So that was that whole story. We're moving on to something totally different entirely.
Okay, all right.
But honestly, I was surprised.
I didn't know who that was.
It's fair. That's okay. Yeah. But he's intertwined with the Rogan.
And he's like a podcast guy. If
Yeah.
you don't listen to podcasts, you're not going to be
Correct.
aware of him.
I'm a podcast nerd, just like being in a podcast. That's my world of YouTube.
Okay.
So that's why I know all the podcasts.
I mean, my YouTube, I'm watching plane crash documentaries. My new favorite show is Vice Grip Garage. Okay, that's what I'm watching.
What is that?
What in the fuck
what the
is
fuck
Vice
is that?
Grip Garage?
Okay, it's not about pussies, but what it is. There's a man.
Grit.
There's a man in Indiana, and what he does is he goes to these barns, find these old cars that haven't been running in like 40 years, and he gets them running.
Yeah.
That's cool.
That's
I
what
like
I like.
that. Yeah. My buddy, shout out Danny, he started one with his girl. It's called Motor Mates.
Okay.
And he's teaching his wife.
Yes.
how to, like, work on
Shout
cars.
out to Danny and
It's really
Carrie.
cool
We
because
love
he's
it.
a
Check out the
mechanic,
videos.
And he's like in the video, she's learning how to like work on cars and shit,
Okay.
and they'll pick different cars and they do different work on the cars. It's really cool.
I tell you, I mean, I'm not very mechanical in any way, but I had a 2010 Chevrolet Impala, and I had no choice but to be mechanical. And I
feel like all your cars were like,
they were learning experiences. Okay, did you
Breaking
know?
down all the
Did
time.
you know that you had to replace a gas pedal before? Exactly. Okay, that's something I had to do on my lunch break. Okay.
yeah, no, I would have never thought.
But I like that because my dad is very handy. I work in construction. He's taught me many things over the years, but it was funny when I was probably like 16 or 17. we're working on something, and I'm like, hey, how do you learn how to do all this shit? And he goes, I couldn't hire somebody to fucking do this for me. I had to do it myself. So this was after failing many, many times and finally figuring it out or having to struggle.
Yes.
So I resonate with that on a deep level.
Yeah, that Impala, I was driving to work and the engine reduce light came on. It went into like a limp mode and it wouldn't go no faster than 25 miles. And then I started YouTubing, like, what the fuck is going on? And everything kept saying, oh, it's going to cost you $1,500. You need a new transmission, all this other stuff. And then I found one page and there was this girl on there. She was like, this sensor in your gas pedal went out. Replace that, and it was $70, and I did that on my lunch.
And
break.
you're just like, yes,
That's a win.
yeah,
Yeah,
like fuck you, $1,500.
Exactly. And I was like, fuck yeah, you know.
It's gotta feel good.
I felt like a man. Okay. Okay. I did.
I mean, it does. That's the main reason I love enjoying the shit that I do. I did almost 2 years at Raiders. So
Okay.
You
anytime
work
I
in the
drive
stadium
by
and
that,
stuff, which is cool. Yeah.
even though it looks like a fucking giant toilet, I'm like, built that. Boom. Did all
So
kinds
you're
of
in
shit.
construction.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
I'm in construction also. Okay. So the company I work for, we do structural steel manufacturing, and I'm the lead designer.
Oh.
That's
And so,
really cool.
yeah, well, I mean,
How does it sound cooler than it is?
no, it's cool. But when I started, you know, this was the last company I worked for. It was rolling doors. I did that for 16 years. Love doors. But when I moved here, I didn't realize how fast paced Las Vegas construction was.
Oh, it's
Oh,
insane.
yeah.
It's
Oh,
insane.
it's insane.
And it's always going on.
And then coming into it, they're working on Fountaine Bleu, and that was a fucking nightmare. Okay, the
Yes,
fences.
he was
I
working
spent a
on
year
it.
and a half there. It
He
was a
working
fucking
on it.
nightmare.
He's an electrician. He was working on it.
Oh God, yeah.
He said it was terrible. The
Fucking
parking lot's
nightmare is putting it lightly.
Oh yeah, no, it was, and it's still an ongoing nightmare.
It's a
right now.
failing property.
Yeah,
really.
yeah,
Like
I
I
mean-
heard it is nice, but it's
is
not
nice.
failing. I'm sorry, Mark Wahlberg. You're not going to be able to fix it,
Yeah, I mean, I'm like,
Mr. Vegas.
God.
It's cool, but it is geographically inconvenient.
Oh, it
the
is.
parking is fucking horrendous. And it's just like any other cookie cutter Las Vegas.
They're
mega
just trying to
resort,
build up
like-
that shit part of the strip, but it's
Yeah.
like, man, you got to do a lot more than that to like. It's just
I mean,
bad.
Yeah,
it's beautiful. I mean, the pool's gonna be nice when it's done, if they're gonna do. But you know what?
They still don't have the fucking pool down there.
No, it's opened, but there are still some things that they need to do. Okay, so.
I saw them advertising for their pool too, so they're
yeah.
gonna get on that because they're already trying to get people in that.
Oh yeah, because they got to recoup some of that money. Okay, yeah, it's expensive. Yeah, yeah.
It was a nightmare. I'm curious. Well, I mean, the next thing I'm trying to get on, and I don't know if your company would also be working with this. Name redacted. He didn't even say it. Is the new baseball stadium? That's going to be cool.
I think they're working on some things with them. Hopefully, you know,
Yeah.
I don't know. That's way above my pay grade at this moment right now. So
I wonder when they're
bet
going to implode the Tropicana.
They will.
I would love to
When?
see
Did you say when?
When?
Or
Yeah,
if?
I'm
I was
wondering
like,
when.
they
It's
are
not an if, but
definitely
I'm just
blowing
saying,
that
I'm
motherfucker
curious
up.
When? Yeah,
Yeah,
that'll
it's got to be coming soon.
kind of trippy to watch.
Well, and that's the thing that a lot of people don't realize is you can't just go, hey, boop, and blow it up with all the plumbing and electrical and shit in it. Like you have to disconnect everything and make sure that it's safe to blow it up, and there won't
so
be
they're
any
probably
health
doing that
hazards
right
and all
now.
Absolutely.
But I think they did the same thing with the World Trade Towers, World Trade Center. Okay, you know? Fuck. No. Wasn't that a controlled implosion? Was it? No.
There was evidence that it possibly was.
Okay.
yeah.
Oh fuck.
I went down a YouTube rabbit hole. So.
Oh my god. All
Are you a
right.
flat earther though?
Oh, I'm definitely not that.
Okay.
I was about to say
Okay,
you
I was
have
like,
to
please
leave
don't be a flat
immediately.
earther.
Yeah, no, I'm not that.
At least don't be a flat earther.
I'm not a flat earther.
Okay, but I like some conspiracy stuff.
Yeah, okay.
It's fun.
Oh my god. Well, Ray, thank you for coming. This has been a lot of fun. It's
been great.
Next time, I feel like I'm gonna have a cowboy hat that's pre-configured to go onto the headset, maybe with some notches cut in it, so you can just be like, "Yeehaw!"
I forgot I had it turned sideways. Okay. Thank you. I guess I will see this on the video. Okay.
You absolutely will. But yeah, plug. You got some stuff you want to plug? Plug it.
So okay, well, every Sunday we do the Queen Comedy Ball at the Queen Bar.
Yes.
We do that. This May, at the end of May, beginning of June, I'll be headlining at the LGBT LOL Comedy Festival in Louisiana.
Oh, cool.
Which is very fucking humid, but I love me a beignet.
I do not do the fucking humor.
I love me a beignet. And let's see what else. And then I'm trying to get some stuff going in Mexico, so we'll see.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Little work, play, vacation situation. I like that.
I love Puerto Vallarta. I do.
I've been there once. It is a cool spot.
This is my third time going this year. Okay, so yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, so
I only stopped there for
Slightly
a cruise
addicted to
once when I was
Mexico,
18.
just a little bit. No big deal.
yeah. But other than that, I'll be at the mics and stuff, and just trolling around in my Hyundai.
Awesome. Support Ray. We'll put up the socials and all that
Yep.
stuff. It was great. Thanks
Bam.
again for coming on. You're hilarious. That was great. We dropped some bombs. Whoops. Maybe not whoops.
We will see if those bombs are edited out in post. That will be decided later.
Anyways, Natties, we appreciate you guys. Like, comment, subscribe.
Later.
Oh, remember, Magic Mind. Naturals Pod. MagicMind.com. That's Naturals Pod.
Sneak it in right at the end.
Naturals Pod 20.
20. 48% off within the first 10 days.
I feel it. Okay.
Thank you for listening to this episode of the Naturals Pod. Please remember to follow us on your Twitter and Instagram accounts at the Naturals Pod. Do you have what it takes to join the Natty Nation? Like and subscribe to find out.